Good morning, students. In this video, I would like to teach you about the grammar topic, form filling. Actually, the topic is given in the textbook as completing a form. Completing a form. Whatever the title may be, you need to know the content of the topic. Content of the topic. So, form filling is an activity that is generally done by many people from their birth to death. From their birth to their death. In different stages and for different purposes, we need to fill different types of forms according to the purpose and according to the context. For example, when you want to take an admission in a college or in a school, you need to fill up an application form. So, here it is a very useful topic that will also very useful in our daily life also. For that purpose, the topic is introduced, the topic is allotted for the students of second year intermediate. So, this will help us in our regular life. In our regular life. So, here, according to the examination point of view, the question form filling is given in Roman number 13, that is question number 13 in the question paper, and this topic carries 5 marks. So, 10 blanks are given in the form by putting the numbers on them. For each blank carries half mark. Thus, on the whole, we get 10 into half 5. In regard the exam, it is a very easy thing. No one of you will feel difficulty while doing it. If you just focus on it, you will easily learn. And I am sure 100% of you get 5 out of 5 for this topic. Because the information what we write is very easy. Why? This is a regular thing most of you do. Because most of you have the habit of going to bank and fill in the form. Why? Most of you go to the bank to get the scholarship amount or to open a bank account, because it's a mandatory thing for the students who has reservation. So, that's why I told you form filling will help in your daily life also. Let us see what are the details, what are the things we need to know while answer this topic. So, as I said, we use different forms. We need to fill in different forms for different purposes. For example, if you go to a bank to deposit money or to withdraw money or to apply for a DD, you need to select a right form, because forms in different colors are placed on the table. You need to pick up that should be suitable for the purpose. For this, you need to know some information. Which form is used for which purpose? So, here my suggestion is don't remember the color of the form, because the color of the forms are changed from bank to bank. That's why don't remember. If you go to the same bank regularly, it may help you, but sometimes you need to go different banks. Then you need to get the title of the form only. So before filling up your form, whether you pick up the right one or not, check whether you have picked up the right one or not. So let us see what are the details we need to. Before filling a form, we need to follow some guidelines. The first one is read the instructions. Read the instructions before filling in a form, because sometimes they will ask you to fill the name of the candidate or name in capital letters. So you need to write some information in capital letters or bold letters. The technical terms are used. So here you need to understand bold or capital are same. If you write small letters where the application instructs you to write the name in capital letters, the form will be wasted. So it is mandatory. It is a good thing to read out the instructions, read the instructions carefully before filling in a form, because sometimes we buy the application forms, we pay some money to get an application form. For that purpose, we need to fill them perfectly. Otherwise, our money will be wasted. That's why we need to follow the first instruction, that is, read the instructions before filling in the form and provide the details wherever necessary. And sometimes some columns are given like this: put a tick mark in the box. Put a tick mark in the box. For those kind of details, you can write directly like this. So these are the things we can understand when you read the instructions perfectly, right? And the second guidelines is take the right form. Take the right form for the purpose. So as I gave the example regarding the bank forms, if you go to deposit your money, you need to pick up account pay in slip form or pay slip form. For withdrawing money, so the title is also on that form, that is withdrawal form. Sometimes we need to go to the bank for applying a DD, demand draft, because it is not familiar to you. Some people who go to bank regularly, often have know this kind of information. So pick up the right form for the purpose suitable to the context, right? And then write the details in a proper manner and see if there is any mistakes. Why I am saying this is, while filling up a bank forms, while we writing the rupees, if you make any mistakes while writing a number or figures, it will make you a problem. So that's why be careful while filling in forms. For the examination purpose, and these are the guidelines you need to remember, for the examination purpose, how the question will be asked, how should we answer them. Before that, there are two kinds of forms. One is online and the second one is offline. One is online and the second one is offline. For online forms, there is no problem with it, because the software is made. If there are any mistakes, the monitor will show you the system will show you where you have left the incomplete details. So there is no problem with it. Here the thing what we remember is you just check the details while submit the form. Because, for example, what kind of online forms we need to fill up? Application for a passport and applying, when we apply for a driving license. Sometimes when you want to pursue a course through distance education, you need to fill up the form in application, in online form also. So now it is a common thing nowadays. Online forms are replacing the offline forms, of course, but the use of the offline form is not decreased completely. Still, we are using in banks in a wide manner. So there is an example of online form is given in your textbook, but according to the examination pattern, offline forms are only given. Offline, OFF. Offline forms are only given. In the exam, the form will be directly printed in the question paper. A printed form is given in the question paper by putting the numbers on different places. So 10 numbers will be given, and for every number you need to write an answer before the number. So as I said, the topic carries 5 marks. For each number there is a half mark. But sometimes when a withdrawal form is given, they have only 5 or 6 columns. Of course, they will adjust for only 5 columns, because then each column carries 1 mark. There will be no confusion at all. If a form has 10 numbers, then each number carries half. If a form is given that consists of only 5 numbers, each number carries half mark. Here you need not to remember the number, but you should write the right answer for the columns that are mentioned in the numbers, before the numbers or opposite the numbers. That is what you remember here. So come to the offline forms. What kind of forms we generally fill? What kind of forms are given in examination? So bank forms are frequently asked here. Of course, there are so many kinds of forms like this, and for the bank forms we have these kind of things: account pay-in slip, withdrawal form. The third one is DD, that is demand draft, and the fourth one is check. Completing a check. But the first 3 are very important. We can expect 1 among the first 3, and we need to learn how to fill in a check also. But these are the forms we will be asked in the question paper. And there is another form, that is account opening application. Form. Application to open a savings bank account. We can call it as account opening form. So these are the forms we need to learn under bank forms. Why I am stressing this is, and one of these forms will be asked in the question paper frequently. right? And what are the other forms? We need to learn how to fill them are bus pass application form, bus pass application, bus pass application form, and second one is donation form. Donation form. So donation form means when you want to donate some money to a voluntary organization or a charity, we need to fill up the donation form also. And organ donation form also is given, and we need to fill up when you want to get the subscription of a magazine or a book. We have weekly or monthly, yearly magazines that are available in market, and we have a convenience to pay the money annually for one time to get the books for every month. And for that purpose, we need to fill the form also, and those forms are called subscription form. Those forms are called subscription. Subscription forms. And there is another kind of form, that is railway reservation form. When we want to reserve a seat in a train, we need to fill up an online form also. And for the reservation of a berth or cancellation of a berth, for these two purposes we need to fill up the form through online or offline also. So railway reservation form. And there is another kind of form that are given as example is post office savings bank. As we use different forms for different purposes in a bank, the same activities are also done in the post office also, because now post office are also acting as banks. They are using also banks. They are providing the facility to save our money in post office also. So there is another format of, there are different forms for those purposes provided by the post offices. So these kind of the forms that are given as examples in your textbook. I am saying you briefly, a printed form is given in the question paper by giving the 10 or 5 numbers in columns. Here you need not to copy the entire form in your booklet. This is the important thing you need to remember, is you need not to draw the entire form in your answer booklet. You just write the numbers and their corresponding answers. Based on the information given in the question paper. So hints will be, and information will be given in the question paper. So that's why it will be very easy for you to write the answer. Here what you do is just pick the right detail, just pick the right information from the hints and write the answer against the column, against the number only. So that is what you need to write here, you need to learn here. Okay, let us see some examples regarding bank forms. Got it? Let us see how a question is given on form filling or completing a form. Here I have written a question from the board. See, The instruction will be here. Fill in the bank credit form based on the following information. Fill in the bank credit form based on the following information. So, some details are given here. Credit today an amount of 15,000 rupees in denomination of 5 2,000 rupees notes and 10 500 rupees notes denomination in the savings account of P. Harinal, whose savings account is 0598101001044 in Andhra Bank, SB University branch, Tirupati. SB University branch, Tirupati. So by observing the form, we can say it is a pay in slip form. So the particular form is used when we deposit some money into our account or others' account also. So when here the bank allowed the second person other than the account holder to deposit money. So a account paying slip form is used. A account paying slip form is used to deposit money into one's account. Here, the depositor may be the account holder himself, or any other person. For example, you may send your friend to deposit money into your own account. The bank will allow him. Bank will allow the second person. So here you should remember is the account paying slip form is used to deposit money into one's account. This is the most frequently used by many people in banks. So for depositing money, which form you should select? Account paying slip. But there is no heading of depositing form in any bank. So read the title, account paying slip form. Okay. Before writing the answers, I would like to give the information, the important contents of the form. Regarding important contents of your form. So here, see, sometimes they will ask, different numbers are given as shown in the form. The form will be given like this in the question paper by putting the numbers in different columns. See, the first number is placed before the branch and the second number is placed before the date, column of date. The blank is left empty, and see the third number is given as the account number, and the fourth number is given against name, and fifth number is given against rupees, and the sixth number is given in this box RS, and the seventh number is given against in the denomination table. One is before the 2000 notes, and eighth number is given before. Given against 500, and the total, the number 9 is given against total, and here the number 10 is given against deposited. So thus the numbers are given. So what we are trying to learn is, before answer the form, we need to learn some important things that are given as columns in any form, or particularly in bank form. The first thing they will ask you to write date. While writing date, you need to base on the question. Sometimes in the given hints, the date is given. On which date the account holder, second person, approached the bank. Then, so we need to follow the same date. We need to write the same date as the answer. If the date is not mentioned, sometimes credit today, the question will be asked like credit today. So today means the day or the date on which you are writing the exam. If you are writing your exam on 3rd March 2021, you just write the same date, March 3, 2021 or 3/3/2021, like this. If they will ask to write the name as question as today, 3/3/2021. If this a particular date is mentioned in the question, you just write the same date. If it is given as today, you can write the date on which you write the examination. For example, the same question is given in your quarterly or half yearly paper. That will be conducted on, just imagine, so half yearly examination will be conducted in the month of December. Then you can write 5th December 2020. 5th December 2020. Just like that. So before writing the date, you need to check the details whether any date is mentioned or today is given. Got it? And next, come to the next one, branch. While they will ask you to write branch, here we need to write the name of an area or name of a city. Name of an area or name of a city where the bank is located. Where the bank is located. Tirupati, like this. Or sometimes the same bank branch is located in two different areas. Then, for that case, you need to write the area. Of course, the address of the branch is given. We just check. Okay. Come to the third thing, name or account holder. The question will be asked like this: whether they mention as the name or they mention account holder, name of the account holder, account holder. So here you need to write the full name of the account holder. Generally, the name of the account holder is given in the hints. So write the name of the account holder. So before writing, sometimes in some questions, well, particularly attempting account paying slip, two names of the persons are given. Two names of the persons are given. Two names of the persons are given. One is account holder, another one is depositor. So suppose just see, if your father has sent you to bank to deposit some amount of money in his account, you just go to the bank to deposit money into your father's account. Then who will the depositor and who will be the account holder? Your father will be the account holder and you will be the depositor. Then you need to write the name of your father at the column of name or account holder. But your signature should be put at the end of the depositor. That is generally given at the bottom of the form. Got it? And let's see the third one. Fourth one. Nature of account. Nature of account or type of account. Type of account. In some bank forms, this information is given. This information is needed. So here, nature of account or type of account refers to SB. We can write it as SB. So the letters SB stands for savings bank account. Savings bank account. You can write in full or with a short form. So here, the title, the abbreviation of SB is savings bank account. Savings bank. Not the state bank. So don't get confused. So here the column is not given in the form I have written, but in the forms belongs to State Bank will ask. So whatever the form you may write, if the column is there like nature of account or type of account, you can write SB as an option for savings bank. Savings bank. Got it? So this is the important thing you need to remember. That is the fourth point. And then come to the next important thing. While we writing, number is given at the column of rupees. Here you need to write the total amount in votes. Total amount in votes. If 15,000 is deposited in your bank, you can write 15,000 rupees only. So at the column of rupees, you need to write the total amount in votes. The total amount in votes. Got it? And see the next one. If there is a box is given by giving the short form of rupees, RS, past sentence, it is mentioned by putting the symbol of rupee. Symbol of rupee. So whatever will be given, you need to write here the total amount in digits. The total amount in digits like this. 15,000. We just write the number 15,000 only. So 15,000 only is written in rupees, and the digit or the figure of the amount is written in this column. Got it? And come to the next one. Come to the next one. Nature of account, okay? Cash denomination. And see this one. This is the important thing. This is the important thing. This particular table is called cash denomination. Cash denomination. Here we need to write the number of currency notes. Number of currency notes that shows the total amount. That shows the total amount. If you bring 15,000 rupees to the bank with the currency notes of 2,000 or 500, 2,000 notes are 500 rupees, you just adjust it. So, of course, take the example of the 15. How will you take the 15,000 rupees to the bank? Take 2,000 rupees, 10 notes of 2,000 rupees and 10 rupees of 500. 10 notes of 500 rupees. 5 notes of 2,000 rupees and 10 notes of 500 rupees. So that will make the amount, that will make the total of 15,000. Got it? So here we need to write the number of notes which we have taken to the bank like this. And the total number of amount is mentioned here. And here the deposited by, the column is given as deposited by. In this column, you need to write the name of the account holder. The same name is mentioned as account holder. You can repeat the name what you have written at the column of name. The same name is repeated here. If the second person is given, just check who is the depositor, who is the account holder. You need to write the depositors. As I said in the example, your father has sent you to deposit 15,000 rupees in his account. Your father will become the account holder and you will be considered as depositor. Then you can put your signature here. Okay, let us see how to write the answer in the exam. If the question is given like this. So I have already read out the question. So 10 numbers are given here in this form, and the question is seated. And where the first number is given, branch. According to the hints given, what we have to write at the number 1. Just let me clarify. While answering the form filling, the important thing you need to remember is you need not to copy the entire form in your booklet. You just write the numbers only. So, which question we are attending now? Question number 13. Write the Roman number 13 here. And now we are beginning writing the answer. The way the first number is given and the column of branch. So, write the number 1 here. So, what answer should be written before the number 1 branch? What is the branch mentioned here? SV University branch Tirupati. So, write SD University. SD University branch Tirupati. Don't write only the word because here the branch is mentioned because there will be 2 or more branches in the same town. That's why we need to mention the area where the particular branch is existed here. The SV University branch is mentioned. So you can write SV University only or SV University Tirupati. Either one is considered or both are considered. So but write the answer in full. And see take the second one. Where it is given? Date. Is there any date mentioned here? No. But there is a hint. Today. Credit today. So you can write the any number date here. 15/9/2020. You can write like this. And take the third one. SB account number. The third number is given in the column SB account number. So the account number is given here. Here 059 8101001000. You can write directly like here, like this, the account number. Sometimes the boxes are given for the account number, and the question is the number is given in one of the boxes like this. But here, again you need to write the total number. Got it? Next, take the fourth number. Here, give the name. In whose account the particular amount is deposited? In the savings bank account of P. Harinath. So, here you need to write name of the account holder P. Harinath. P. Harinath. So here Harinath is the account holder. And take the number 5. So number 5, the column rupees is given. So what is the total amount? 15,000. As I said, you need to write the total amount in figures. Total amount in figures like this. 15,000 rupees. 15,000 rupees only. We should write like this: 15,000 rupees only. When the number is given against the column of rupees, you need to write the total. And come to the sixth one. The sixth number is given in the box. In the box. The short form of Rs. So here you need to write the total number in figures. 15,000. We should write the number here. Next, take the seventh one. Where it is given? Here. Number 7 is given in the cash denomination table. Cash denomination table against 2,000. Already the denomination is mentioned in the bracket. How many 2,000 notes? As mentioned here, 5. So here, at the number 7, you need to write 2,000 into 5. Lower is 10,000 rupees. Okay? And how many notes of 500 are mentioned here? 10. So here, before again a number, we need to write 500 into 10. So 5 into 10, 5,000. Got it? So you should write like this. Check the denomination, how it is given. Sometimes the denomination is not mentioned, but the numbers are given. like this in the table only. Then we can count how many notes of, how many currency notes of 2000 or 500 will make the total amount. Got it? And see, the number 9 is given against the total. So here, what is the total amount? 15,000. And number 10 is given at deposit required. Who is the depositor here? No one is mentioned here. You can write P. Harinath. P. Harinath. P. Harinath. Now let us see the next important form that we can expect in the examination, in the public examination essay, that is demand draft. That is demand draft. Generally, a demand draft is drawn in favor of an institution or a person to whom the payment is made. To whom the payment is made. Here, while filling the demand draft application, we need to learn the important contents that are given in the demand draft form. So most of the contents are same as we have in the account pay-in slip, but some are different because see, the demand draft form consists of two parts like this. Two parts like this. The smaller slip is called counter foil actually, and some people are called as counter file, and the bigger slip is called main slip. The bigger slip is called main slip. The smaller one is considered as counter foil, and the main slip is the bigger slip is called main slip. Here, the counter foil is returned to the customer. In keeping view as a witness. Whether any problem, if there is a problem with the transaction, we will show it as a record. We will show it as a record. That's why the smaller slip is used. So it will be returned to the customer by stamping on it. So we can keep it as a witness. So the demand draft form has two parts. Actually, even account pay-in slip also has two parts. One is counter file, and the smaller slip is called counter file, and the main slip is, the bigger one is called main slip. And for that purpose also, the smaller slip is returned to the customer. For here, for the demand draft, the complete form is given in the examination. There are important things to learn here. So the smaller one is called counter file, the main one is called main slip, the bigger one is called main slip. But what are the contents that are different from the pay slip? First one is date. So date is common in every form. And come to the branch. Here there are two kinds of branches. In the previous example, I told you against the column of branch you need to write the name of an area or name of the town where the bank is existed. But here the customer approached branch is different and the payable branch is different. Here we need to write the two names of branches. The first one is the branch where the customer approached, and the second one is the branch where the DD will be sent. That is called payable branch. So before answering it, you just check the details, check the hints, and make it sure which area is as approacher branch and which area is considered as, which name of the branch is considered as payable branch. Of course, the payable branch is mentioned directly. There is no confusion at all. But here, in the counter file, the column on is given like this. The numbers are given in both the forms. both the parts, date, branch, like this. The same numbers are also, if suppose number 3 is given against the column of 3, here is also the same number. But when the same numbers are repeated in counterfoil and the main slip, you need not to write them 2 times. You can write the answers for only 1 time, though both the parts consist of the numbers, because the columns are same. The columns are same, but you have a confusion regarding while attempting the column on. Sometimes here the number is given against the column of on. Here on indicates payable branch. Payable branch. Here we need to write the name of the branch where the amount is payable. Where the amount is payable. So please remember, when the column on is given in the counterfoil, here we should write the name of the branch. Name of the branch. Suppose if the name of the branch, if the name of the payable branch is given like this, SV University, you can write like this. You can write like this. So on indicates, on equals to payable branch. So this is the important thing while answering a demand draft. And let's see the next one, in favor of. In favor of. Here the column in favor of is given as for. So it is mentioned as for in counterfoil, small slip, and in the main slip it is given as in favor of. In favor of sometimes. Got it? So here we need to write the address and designation. Name with designation or name of the institution or name of the company along with the address. Address means you need not to write any door number, area name or pin code. You just write the name of the company and the name of the city or area where the company is located. That's all. Here we need to write the in favor of. To whom the payment is payable, whether you are purchasing demand for in the name of a company or in the name of a person. Just make it sure. Got it? So sometimes in the pay slip it is mentioned as for in the counterfoil, in the smaller one. In the main slip it is given as in favor of. Here we should write the name of the company or a person to whom the payment is made. So these are the important things while we are attempting DD. And there is another important thing is, sometimes the numbers is given along with the sub numbers. Here they will give like this, 5A and 5B. 5A and 5B. Just see what should we write before those columns. At those columns. But here these two things are considered as one. We don't have given extra mark for A and for B. Both are given in one number, but it is subdivided into 5A and 5B. Suppose you may have a doubt that it will be extended to 11 columns. No, it will be 10, but the number 5 is divided as 5A and 5B. Just see where the column is given. Here you need to remember another thing is RS is given as pay order. If the column is given before the word pay order, you need to write here the number in digits, the total number. The total amount is in digits. So rupees, as we know very well, here we need to write the total number of rupees in votes. Got it? So this is the information. And come to the last one. Here, deposited by. will not be mentioned. The denomination table is also given in the form. But here they will ask to write the signature. Signature means the person who is applying for the DD. You can write the name of the person's signature. Got it? So these are the important things we need to know while attempting DD. The first one is here, this is very important. On indicates payable branch. In favor, here we need to write the name and designation of the company or a name and designation of a person. Got it? So this is the information. And let's see the example of DD and how should we attempt the answer in exam. Okay, let us see how to write the answer for demand draft. So here is the form that have been written, that have been drawn on the board, and the question, model question is also written here. Just see, first I am reading the question first. Miss Meenakshi Akula went to the main branch of Andhra Bank, Rajampeta on 28th August 2020 for purchasing a demand draft for rupees 3,500 in 7 notes of 500 denomination in favor of the director, SVU University, Tirupati, to be payable at SVU branch of Andhra Bank. The exchange to be paid is 20 rupees, 1 note of 20 rupees denomination. Got it? This is a question here, and the numbers are mentioned in different columns. So as I said, the form of the DD has 2 parts. The smaller one is called counterfile and the bigger slip is called main slip, and it is kept by the customer as a witness, as a record for the future purpose. And what we have to observe here is, numbers are given in both parts. Numbers are given in both parts, and most of the columns look same, but only few are in different way. But what we should remember is you need not to write the answers for 2 times, because you may get confused. The numbers are given 2 times, the numbers are repeated in the counterfile and the main slip. But don't get confused, you need to write only the answers for only 1 time, because the same numbers, the same columns are mentioned in the counterfile. Got it? Okay, let us see. Where the first one is given? Here. The number 1 is given at the branch. See in the main slip also, the same number is given at the column branch. Here, while writing the name of the branch, there are 2 names of areas are given. So you should make sure which one is an approacher branch and which one is payable branch. Here Miss Meenakshi Akula went to main branch of Andhra Bank. So here this is the name of the approacher branch. Here at the first thing, at the number 1, we need to write Rajampet, not the name of the bank. Need to write the name of a village or an area. Here the area is Rajampet. Rajampet. Got it? And come to the number 2, it is given at the column date. So on which date she went to the bank? 28th August 2020. So you can write 28 August 2020 like this. I am writing the answers as I do not have the space here. So don't think you should not write the answers on the form. I told you in the introduction, you need not to draw the form in your answer sheet. You just write the numbers and their corresponding answers only. So let's see the third one. So the third one is given demand after pay order on. I tell you this is very important. Here on, the column on indicates payable branch. Here not payable branch is given directly. The same number is given here, draft on. So here we need to write payable branch. Where the name of the branch is payable? Here. Payable at SVU branch. SVU branch. Here SVU branch is considered as payable because the amount to be payable at SVU branch. So Hope you got the clarity between approacher branch and payable branch. But you need to remember the column on indicates payable branch. So let's see the fourth one. In favor of. I told you where at the column of in favor we need to write the name and designation, or name and designation of a person, or name and address of a company. See here, Miss Meenakshi Akula has drawn the DD in favor of the director, SC University, Tirupati. So here the information is very clear. In favor of the director, SV University, University, Tirupati. So this is the address we need to write in the column 4 as in favor of. And come to the 5. Here number 5 is not given directly, it is divided into subdivision 5A and 5B. Here see where the 5A is given. Pay order. And here, so I told you, whenever the number is given at the symbol of rupees, you need to write the amount of the DD in figures. So for how much amount she purchased, for how much amount the DD is purchased? 3,500. So here we need to write 3,500 rupees in digits because the symbol is given. Got it? And then come to it is 5A and come to the 5B. So where the letter 5B is given? For rupees. So whenever we have the column of rupees, we need to write the total amount in figures. The total amount is here 3,500 rupees. 3,500 rupees only. 3,500 rupees only. So that's what we need to write at 5B. So both are equal, and for these two numbers 1 mark, half mark only given, not the 1 mark. And see the sixth one. Here exchange rate. For purchasing a DD, banks collect some extra amount for exchanging the DD into money. So that is called exchange rate. It is not included in the DD amount. It should be paid separately. Of course, we paid along with the total notes, but in total we did not. While writing the rupees are here, you do not mention the total amount including the exchange. Here exchange rate is excluded. We write the total amount including exchange rate is at the total only. Got it? Okay. And the sixth number is here exchange. How much exchange rate will be charged by the bank? Rupees 20. 20 rupees only. So here we need to write just the number of 20. You need not to write any words there. And come to the seventh one. I told you the seventh one is total. Here while writing the total, you should include the amount purchased for the DD and the exchange rate. How much it will be? 3,500 plus 20. 3,520 rupees. Got it? And come to the eighth one. So where it is given? Here we go to the denomination table. Here the number 8 is given exactly opposite to the 500. How many 500 notes he has given to the cashier? 7 notes of 500, very clearly given. So 500 into 7, that is 3,500. And come to the number 9, it is given exactly opposite to the 20 rupees notes. And how many 20 rupees notes are taken by Miss Meenakshi? 1. So here you can write 20 into 1, that is called 20. And come to the last one, name. Whose name we should write here? Who is the buyer of the DD? Miss Meenakshi Akula. So the 10th one is mentioned here. Meenakshi Akula. So this is the way we need to answer a DD. So you should remember the main things are draft on. Here we need to write payable branch. And don't get confused while writing the total. Here at the column of total, you just add the amount of the total amount along with the exchange rate. And before that we can divide them. Here for rupees we need not include the exchange rate. We just only the amount with which we purchased the DD. Got it? So why I am giving this example of DD is it has only some complicated columns that will make you confuse. Okay, with this example, by writing this example, you can do the other forms very easily. So there are other forms are given in the textbook for your practice. AC, account pay in slip, and DD, and withdrawal form, check, railway reservation form, bus pass application, donation form, and subscription form also all given. And there is also another form of post office savings bank. Almost remaining forms have the same information. You just read the columns and write the answers. So I am reminding you again, you need not to draw the entire form in your booklet. You just write the numbers like this and answers like this. Make sure the information is what will you write will be or correct or not. Just check before you close the answers. Just read the hints given in the question and insert the details. Write the correct details against the corresponding numbers, against the given numbers. Got it? You can practice well by practicing the forms given in the textbook. Thank you for watching.